What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and employees at Lucasfilm, like Pablo Hidalgo, well, they hate you. They don't like the Star Wars fandom. They never liked the Star Wars fandom, and they don't have any problem talking about it. Now, Pablo, of course, credited with many of the decisions that made The Last Jedi a horrible dumpster fire, and has long since had an adversarial relationship with the Star Wars fandom. Has decided now to make fun of a fellow YouTuber. And, as brethren in arms or brothers in arms, I will defend that YouTuber. Now, Star Wars Theory is probably the biggest Star Wars YouTube channel boasting nearly 3 million subscribers. He had an emotional reaction to a reveal in the Mandalorian season 2 finale, which I won't spoil for you if you haven't seen it. If you are watching The Mandalorian, it's definitely worth getting caught up and seeing that. Pablo Hidalgo is a bitter old man, lonely probably, but still an higher up, an executive essentially at Lucasfilm. And it reminds me of the Eric Butts meme, right? This kid literally in tears over a reveal in the new Star Wars trailer. I forget which one. I think it was for The Force Awakens. Either that or was it Rise of the Skywalker? The Rise of Skywalker, I think maybe. And everyone made fun of this kid for laughing, and he became a meme. And the meme, I 100% support. But the fact that he cried about the movie, look, who am I to mock? I mean, you never really know what a movie or a record, means to somebody. And Star Wars, people that work for Lucasfilm and Star Wars don't get to make fun of people for caring too much about their franchise, because this is exactly what Disney wants. This is what George Lucas spent years cultivating. He created and profited from this fandom. He wants people to be he wanted people to be emotionally invested in his franchise. That's how he sold so many stupid, Star Wars lunchboxes, Star Wars bike seats, Star Wars toilet paper, Star Wars personal massagers, right? If you don't have that emotional buy-in, then you don't sell that stuff. There are a lot of great movies that I've seen over the years that I don't own any merch for, and this is a creation that they cultivated, right? Then you see, of course, Pablo Hidalgo chiming into a tweet that was making fun of Star Wars opinion. All right, he just posts this picture. Star Wars Theory reacts to Luke Skywalker scene and showing some tears on his face. To which the reply, this hero who now privated their Twitter account because they're so heroic, said, "If you feel compelled to have an emotional reaction to Star Wars, by all means, have one. I almost cried in the theater, and I've never cried at a movie in my life, but don't artificially recreate that stuff for your millions of followers." This Twitter person is adding on to try and pretend like they weren't just making fun of him for crying. And Star Wars Theory went on to talk about, why Luke Skywalker meant so much to him, about how when he was sick and going through chemo when he was young and things like that, this character meant a lot to him. And so freaking what? I mean, there are like innumerable things worse than getting emotionally invested in a film. Now, Pablo Hidalgo has had a history of, how do you say, it's trending now. Here we go. Just going to say, welcome to the group of Star Wars fans who have been insulted by Lucasfilm for the last 3 years. Keep up the fight. This is one person I know that can help you. Oh, looks like that's Anna. She's been fighting that since day one. He's saying, maybe don't pick on fans of your company, but yeah, if you speak out and stick up for yourself, then you're pushing creatives away. Mind your business. And And you see here, yo, Eckert's Ladder, you love making those righteous Marvel stole fan art videos, but when someone high up bashes one of your own, you're all about bootlicking. Funny. And, you know, it's where did all this start? You're probably wondering. Well, so that meme got posted, and then Pablo Hidalgo replied and ended up deleting the tweet after getting some rightful pushback, and then made it his Twitter banner. So emotions are not for sharing. One could argue that it's just this like sarcastic, you know, like, oh, you're making fun of him for crying. So yeah, so big tough guy, you know. But that's not, I don't believe, given the body of work and the body of interactions that Pablo Hidalgo have had, I don't believe that's what's going on. Pablo chimes in to make fun, deletes the tweet, then puts one of them as his header. How is this acceptable from someone high up at Lucasfilm? You're telling people it's not okay to have emotions about the work your company produces, and you're making fun of them for crying. And you can see here, I got a screenshot of the original post you retweeted that was deleted as well. I try to stay as far away from these type of topics as possible. You know, you see this here. If you feel compelled to have an emotional reaction to Star Wars, by all means, have one. This is the tweet that was making fun of him for crying. Yeah, okay, fine, I get it. Like, it's fine to, you know, you can roast, that's fine. But, you know, you have a lot of people who think this is okay. This is another, you know, YouTuber here. No one was bashed, dude. That's the point. I'm just as critical or Disney or the new ones and all that. So don't act like me being able to understand sarcasm is some sort of bootlicking. You know, I think that, yeah, it's just a tweet, right? It's just a tweet. But it is a tweet from an executive at Lucasfilm. And it only further goes on to reiterate that these people hate you. And they always have. They hate the fans. It's just like, it's exactly like how game journalists hate gamers. Right? That's exactly what it was. You know, Pedro, he's saying Pablo's being sarcastic here. Emotions are not for sharing. Is obviously absurd, given that emotions are signals to one of how it feels. If anything, he's defending the video. It's just dry humor. Yeah, but then why delete it? Why not just add context to it if that's what you're doing? And then why set it to your Twitter banner? Now, maybe it was just some sort of, you know, maybe it really was defending him. I'll be interested to hear what you have to say in the comment section down below. In my opinion, he's just being a jerk. And this just on brand for Star Wars employees in 2020 going into 2021. Many of them hate you. They hate the fans. They hate their jobs. They hate their lives. They hate Star Wars. And that's how you end up with films like The Last Jedi and Solo, a Star Wars story. You don't get those movies from somebody who loves the franchise, who wants to make the fans happy. You get those films from people that just want to do their own thing, and they're being shackled into working on something that says Star Wars on it. Now, is it just a tweet? Yeah, sure. You see Repsian artificially create. Let me tell you, crying over Star Wars isn't artificial. When it's been a part of your upbringing your whole life, I still cry at Luke Vader's scene from episode 6. Star Wars, one of the few things that actually brings out happy emotions in me. There are a lot of people that still really love this franchise, and that's okay. I believe that Pablo is just being a douche. I don't think that he was necessarily defending him, because why delete the tweet then? And then why repost it as your Twitter banner? This guy hates Star Wars fans. Is Star Wars Theory overreacting? I don't think so. I don't think as an employee of Lucasfilm, you should be out there insulting, even engaging at all in any negative type of way with the fans. I mean, Gina Carano is a perfect example of someone I think that engages positively with the Star Wars fandom. There are plenty of others. I know it's not like they're all bad. But, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this tweet. I'm not a big fan of Lucasfilm right now. And a week after what is soundly considered a very successful show. The Mandalorian wraps at season 2. It's not a good look. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.